I'll even go further and like, oh, well, I didn't think of. Did you think of? He's like, yeah, well, I knew you would get there, you know.
And then I say, very loud, in my pontification voice, my work here is done. And then I turn around and walk out.
And he does do that.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine.
Whether you've been married 1 or 20 plus years, at some point, you realized you were married into crazy.
And that's what our podcast is all about. We offer love, laughter, and a dose of reality as we unpack this crazy thing called marriage.
So sit back, relax, and get your ear hustle on. It's time to start the conversation.
All right, let's go.
Welcome to episode 55 of Married into Crazy with Snooks and Lovey. This is Lovey.
This is Snooks, and this is take 2. So I am going to bust you out. So I think I've discussed before how Lovey is all over me about you got to be ready. You have to do this. You have to blah, blah, blah. So we were ready to go. I was ready to go. And he starts talking. Guess who didn't turn the microphone on?
I think it was sabotage.
55.
I think when I got distracted, I think she had Ashanti come in here and distract me.
Wow.
And she reached over and turned my microphone off.
Why would Ashanti come in and distract you?
Because she's an agent of evil like you.
Wow,
You're
really?
like the-
You're
like the
talking about your
director.
children
No.
like that?
My children are the spawn.
Your spawn.
Oh,
Just your
man,
twin.
that's funny.
Just your twin.
So this is episode 55.
55.
And so we're very thankful for each and every one of you for coming
Yes.
back to the podcast. We've been getting more feedback lately than probably ever before. People are just really chiming in email-wise. And
I'm
wait,
so sorry. I
What?
got to start this early.
what's up? Oh, you see? Okay. Go ahead.
I'm not, I just shook it. So everyone knows that we have at the end of our podcast, there is a bit of a segment. And we have the I Can
For couples. Right.
And each week we pick, Lovey will pick, I will pick. And what was yours last week?
Mine was to buy flowers.
And mine was I will do laundry. I can do the laundry. Well, did you buy flowers? Did I get flowers?
Okay,
Did
see,
Snooks
okay,
get
so let me
any
explain what
flowers?
happened.
Did Snooks get flowers?
Let me just
It's
explain what
yes or
happened.
no. I'm sorry. Yes or no. Did I get flowers?
You didn't. You know what? In my
I
mind.
didn't. What?
In my mind.
I'm sorry.
No, she did not get flowers. So what ended up happening
Did I
was-
do the laundry? Did I do the laundry?
It's possible that you did the laundry.
Did I do the laundry?
So what are you trying to say?
I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just trying to get you to answer the question. Simply yes or no. Did I do the laundry?
Your Honor, you did do the laundry.
Okay. Thank you.
So
Guilty.
So I have to double up this week. I did. I messed up so bad.
You
Every
didn't mess
day
up.
since
You
our
didn't mess
last podcast, I was like, gotta get flowers, gotta get flowers. And here's a perfect example of how we let life get in the way of the things that are most important to us. I mean, when I say life, the minutia of doing things. Oh, I got to do this for the job. I've got to do this for, whatever, my coaching responsibility, this for that, this, all these different things that we've got going on, and we let them get in the way of sometimes the things that's most important to us.
Aw.
And it was. I was so excited about actually getting flowers for you guys, so I could tell.
I was so excited about possibly getting them.
And yeah, old programming stepped back in and had a busy week at work and a weekend as well.
We were so busy this
And
weekend.
I just let it slip. Even yesterday, I was like, oh, before they come home, I had the rare opportunity to get home before they did. And I thought, oh, I'm going to run up to the store. I'm going to get the flowers. I'm going to set them up on the table. Didn't do it. What did I do? I sat in the office and continued to work and put in more work and put in more work, and to the point of exhaustion. And I just did not do it. And then today, even this morning, I was like, okay, when I get home, I'm going to get them flowers. And then when I saw that I was going to get home really late, I was like, okay, on the way home, I'm going to make it a point to stop by the store and pick up some flowers. None of which happened.
That's okay. I forgive you.
So now whatever we pull at the
I
end,
always do. I always forgive you.
just lay it on thick.
I always forgive you.
Oh,
But I do.
do I have a lot to be forgiven for?
Okay. I just have a question.
Oh my goodness.
When, when did it become my stuff is your stuff? My Snickers,
Oh,
my cupcakes are your cupcakes? Let me tell you what Lovey did.
okay. Finish what you're gonna say, and I'll tell you when your stuff became my stuff. Go ahead.
Okay, so I just was wondering. So let me tell you what Lovey did.
We're gonna start
Lovey
videoing
took
this thing and get it out there.
Lovey's. I bought a king size Snickers because there's two halves. So I was like, okay, you can have one half. He was just like, Psh, I know I can have one half. He took the Snickers, he ate one half, folded back up, put it in the bag. And then when we got home, he was like, where's that Snickers? I was like, are you serious right now? He snatched it and put it in the refrigerator. I was like, okay, I'm going to be cool. But I thought, no, that's my Snickers. Then he comes home and he looked at me. He said, that's why I'm eating this. And he took it and he ate it.
I did.
Why?
Okay, so I'll explain why. Okay, so
explain. But
this goes back probably a good
1997.
No, not even in 1997. This, by the way, that's when we got married. Got stabbed in 96. Married her 97.
Wow.
For those of you that don't know,
was it a shotgun wedding?
It sounds like, well, hey, I was afraid you might, I might get stabbed again. I don't even know.
Wow.
But anyway, Exhibit A.
Okay, he's stuttering.
No, Exhibit A. I had to think about it. Exhibit A is the hers, and sometimes his sink.
You don't eat the sink.
No. But it's a his and her sink. And I'm going to come back to this a gazillion times. And they're probably like, oh my God, he's bringing that up again. But look, it's supposed to be a his and her sink.
Right.
And it's hers, and sometimes his. So the moment
There's
my
not an
sink
extra
became
sink.
your sink.
My stuff is not even by your sink. What are you talking about?
Today.
My stuff is not by your sink.
Look, the couple coaches need coaching because
Oy.
somebody needs to coach her to stay on hers. It's like the Brady Bunch. I'm gonna do that. Was it the Brady Bunch where you put the line all the way down the middle of the house?
I didn't watch the Brady Bunch.
I am going to put a line down the middle of our bathroom.
Okay.
So that way, your sink is your sink, my sink is my sink. Okay. And just like the closet, my clothes start disappearing. The girls are wearing my clothes.
That's
I
not
see
my
you
fault.
wearing my.
I don't wear your clothes.
Wear my clothes.
When do I wear?
I'm just saying
I don't wear your clothes.
My workout clothes.
What? Those T-shirts that you gave me?
No. See,
yeah.
Anyway, my socks disappear.
I don't wear your socks.
I'm just saying. So you know what?
Don't
All that
just say
equates
to me.
to I'm eating the Snickers.
How are you gonna tell me?
I'm eating the Snickers.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I ate. You know what? I ate the Snickers. I'm not gonna eat it. I ate. You know what? I ate both of them. I ate both of them.
Yeah, you did.
The king size. And you know what? And if I want to, I'm gonna go eat those cupcakes.
So
Look, what you should do.
all I'm gonna say is,
What?
don't say nothing when I touch those fries.
Oh no, those are off limits.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. And people that listen know that I don't play when it comes to my fries.
Yeah.
You get your own fries.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Anyway,
You should stop eating my stuff.
see, they talk about bad habits. There's a ton of bad habits
That you do?
that we both have to a certain extent. Because I was just about to say what you should do.
Oh, that should have been your name.
What?
What you should do. Let me tell you what you should do. What you should do. What I was thinking. You should.
See.
Are you?
Go ahead. Elaborate. No, elaborate.
I'm just saying.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What you should.
Go ahead. No,
Really? Go on.
No, I don't want no dead air. Go on.
I'm just saying that you say that to everyone. You know what you should do. You know what you should. What you should do is.
See, listen. There's times where people ask me for advice.
We don't ask.
And then I have a tendency to, if you ask me for my opinion or you ask for advice
I didn't ask.
on a particular matter,
Nope.
or you come to voice, and I'm getting better at it.
Okay.
I have a tendency
Come on.
to shit all over who's ever
Come on.
telling me.
Come on.
And that's SHOULD.
Because that almost sounded like,
I know.
what?
So I know what you're going to say. Spouses need to stop shouldn't all over their loved ones.
Especially me.
But it's so true. There's things that if you ask for advice, you know what? Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. So that means if you're having an issue, you're having difficulty, and you come to me and you're asking for advice, like, what should I do? Okay, let me tell you what you should do.
Babe.
What you should do. Yes.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No,
Finish.
go ahead.
Okay. A lot of times when I come to you, I am coming to you to talk. I just need you to listen. And I tell you, I just want you to listen to me. Do I say that? I say that.
I don't hear that.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Because you're so busy in your head saying this is what she should be doing.
And it's true. And actually, I'm not as bad as I used to be in doing that. It used to be really bad. I mean, when we're talking about shitting all over your spouse.
Everything.
Yeah, it's like, what's that song?
It's shitting all over your face. It's
like-
written all over your face.
Yeah, it's written all over your face.
Yeah.
It's like shitting all over the place.
We
Okay,
told
so
you
she told me not to sing.
never ever to sing on the podcast.
No, but that's what we do, right? We end up, more times than not. Okay, so we talk about the DISC assessment to a certain extent. I haven't gone deep into it yet because I do want to dedicate the proper amount of time. But there's each one of the letters, the D, the I, the S, the C, all talk about specific tendencies and preferences that we have when we respond to specific situations. It doesn't tell you who you are so much as how you like to respond or how your preference for responding to certain things. And I'm a very high, what's called D, which is dominance. That's like I'm a 99, almost 100 on that scale. So on a scale of 0 to 100. So I have a history of
Yes.
somebody brings something that dominance comes out, and I'm like real quick to say, okay, so here's what you should do. Okay, first you want to get this, and you want to move it over here. Then you want to do that. And I'll just on the spot, Johnny on the spot, come up with a plan for execution for us to fix the issue. And I think a lot of men have a tendency
To fix it.
to be
Or
fixers.
want to fix it.
Well, even in the book, what is it? Men are from Mars, women are from
Women
Venus.
are from Venus. Mm-hmm.
That was the first time I ever heard that, where they talk about how men are fixers, and for the most part, that men are fixers. We have a tendency to just want to fix. We don't listen very well, and women have a tendency to be more empathetic, and they just want to be heard. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and that's very true. And sometimes I feel like, though, men are fixers because they don't really want to hear what we have to say.
That's part of it.
At least you're honest. But it's like, oh, well, all you need to do is, or well, just do, or you should. And it's like, I haven't even completed what I really wanted to say. I just need to get it out. I need to talk about it. And you're already telling me how I should fix it or what I should do about it.
Well, it's like that.
Or how it should be.
Well, it's like that Dave Chappelle.
How fast I
skit.
should drive. No.
What you should do. No, but it's like that Dave Chappelle skit. It was like, well, first of all, you have to understand
Oh, yeah.
that first off, I was at work and Susan came over and, and we're sitting there going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so here's what you should do.
Yes, and that's very true.
And it's sad, but I was.
But see, that makes me feel, when you do that, that makes me feel like I just said,
Do I still
you're
do it
just
as much?
you're really not listening. You're only tolerating my voice or what I'm saying because you feel like it's stupid what I'm saying. Because when you brush someone out, oh, that's just dumb. Even though that's not even what you're saying. When you just start talking about what I should do, I feel like you're just brushing me off. Okay, what you need to do, or what you should do is, and I'm like, I'm not even done yet. I've only told you about part of it, and you're telling me what I should do. That makes me feel like you're just, okay, go, be gone, peasants. Because okay, fix it. Yeah.
Away with you, peasant.
Yeah, kind of like that.
No, not even close.
I'm
It's
like
just
that's not good listening skills on your part.
true.
So
Is it as bad as it used to be?
no,
Ooh,
now
pause. There was a pause.
you've left me alone, and so now you have the children to torment.
I'm supposed to torment them. I mean, look, I get
yeah.
to shed all over the kids. What you should do,
Oh my gosh!
until they pay their
yes.
own bills, I get to shed all over them. All over them. Though, I will say that Ashanti was, going through some stuff today, and I started with, okay, well, I listened to her, and I asked her how, told her that I understand where she's at right now, and she has every right to be upset with where she's at and doing her thing. And this is her day to do this. But tomorrow, here's what you should do. And I gave her an action plan to execute, so that way she won't feel like this by the end of the week or the end of the day.
And she
I was
looked at
told-
him like she wanted to throw a knife at him. Just like, really, Dad?
She did. And then I was informed that I have 30 seconds to a minute
Oh, yeah.
to share my thoughts.
You have good stuff to say, but you go on and on and on. So you
Repetition
have been cut down.
is the key.
You have been cut down to 30 seconds to a minute.
Because after that, it becomes a lecture, so I've been told.
Well, it is a lecture, babe. Lovey likes to lecture. We call him the teacher because he will give a lecture and he will give a test. Because the next day after the lecture, he wants to know what you did with the information that he gave you.
That is so funny, though. So here's the thing. As a couple, it's okay. Let me backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
When you look at people that live in your neighborhood, the mechanic that owns the guy that owns a mechanic shop, owns a auto repair business. It's generally that guy's car that is spilling oil all over his driveway. It's the landscaper, the guy that owns the landscaping business, or the lady that owns the landscaping business. It's generally their yard that is, kind of less than stellar. And it's funny that you guys are, the way you guys are talking about me.
They're so
But wait.
busy.
I'm going somewhere with
Okay.
this. Wait
Okay.
your turn.
Oh.
You should wait.
He wagged his finger.
But I feel like what we're talking about right now is like, so here we are, Snooks and Levy, the couple-to-couple coaching, using DISC and identifying your preferences, tendencies, and all that. We can talk to all these different people about what they should do. Actually, we don't even go there. We don't tell you what you should do. No. We identify preferences, tendencies, make you, help you become aware of them, and then ask what you want to do about it, and then try and hold you accountable and create a plan from that respect. See, but it's funny. We can do that with others, and yet I still have a tendency to should all over
Everyone and everything.
the women in this house.
There you go. No, I'm just playing. But you know how that goes. It's like almost like you guys hold me accountable about like eating and what have you. You're so busy taking care of other people, or the mechanic, he's busy working on everyone else's car. His car comes last. The landscaper, she's busy doing all these other yards. Her yard is last. And with you, you're busy telling us what we should be doing. You're last. No.
So true. So
Not in a bad way. Of course, we love to give you a hard time about it, but there are times when it can come across almost kind of condescending.
Oh, wow. Really?
Not on purpose, because like I said, I know you and I know what your intent is. But for couples, not just for Lovey, and it could be just another guy I'm sorry, it could be the guy.
Why is it gonna be the guy?
No, I'm saying sitting in Snook's spot. It could be the lady telling the guy what he should be doing, or sometimes it's best to just kind of take a step back, and unless the words "what should I do" come out of that person's mouth, maybe don't offer.
Didn't you feel like you're just sitting there
I was
staring
about to
at
say,
him?
there's just crickets right now.
Right? No, then it feels like you're just staring at him.
No, it's just like, okay, it's almost like exercise your empathy a little bit more.
See, and there
That's
you
an
go.
exercise that Lovey has to work on.
Well,
Oh, that should be in the I can. I can exercise empathy.
well, you can write that one.
I'm
out.
going to.
No, and more times than not. See, this is the thing, folks. When we talk about our couple-to-couple coaching, and you go to our website, which is marriedintocrazy.com, and it's all spelled out, married into crazy, because as you can determine from our conversations, that I definitely married into crazy.
Wow.
She's got issues, but I love her.
And it's my husband.
On the issue?
Yeah.
So when you go to the website, you're going to see that there is couple-to-couple coaching that's there. And even though that we have a history of helping, a variety of other couples coming from all different backgrounds, cultures, religions, what have you, it's one of those things that you're still human. and you still have things to work on. And I think that's kind of the beauty of why people are attracted to talking with us, because
we're real people.
we're real people. You know, I'm not sitting in an ivory tower pontificating and explaining to you that based on this particular subject matter, that this is exactly what you need to do.
Okay, see how he just did that? He does that to us at home.
No, I don't.
He does that to us at home. We're just like, really?
I have been known to quote a study or two,
Yes, or 3.
but anyway.
Anyway, yeah, back to the subject matter.
I just think that it's fun, and for those of you that are interested in actually learning more about, the DISC assessment or our couple-to-couple coaching, we do it very differently from most, because it's not just one person telling you what, listening and going there. There's a place for counselors, and I think there's a place for coaching as well. Mm-hmm. What we do is specifically talking from a peer vantage point. Another couple that's been married for a number of years, that takes their experiences, what we've gone through, not saying that we have all the answers, or just because we handle something a certain way that you need to handle it a certain way. Like, I'm not going to tell you that you should be shouldn all over your partner all day long, but it's one of those things that it gives us a vantage point. We understand what you've been through more times than not. And so we can talk almost like, you get together with another couple, someone that you've known for your entire life, and they give you advice or they just listen to you. That's who we are. We're that couple next door. But we're also that couple that, like for myself, I've gone through life coaching certification, specifically with Dr. Eric Thomas, who's the #1 motivational speaker in the world. And I've had the privilege of sitting down and going through my training directly with Dr. Thomas and being coached up to the point where I can help people at least identify their preferences and their tendencies. And again, it's not to tell people where to go, to guide them, but it's more to shepherd.
Right. Exactly.
And that's our goal ultimately. And as you can tell, I need shepherding myself.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm here.
That's why she is here.
There you go.
I was going to say something rude, like she's my sheepdog that is making sure that I don't get too far away.
Wow.
Blue healer.
Yeah. Okay. It's about
She
to
is
just
wearing
be
blue.
the Snook show.
No, but it's fun and it's nice, because I think that when you get to that point where you're saying, oh, what, you should do this, or you should do that. This is where we take an opportunity to step back. This is where I take an opportunity to listen, to always learn from my spouse that, what, some lessons are hard learned and needs a little bit more practice than others. And this is obviously something I still need work in.
Well, I'm, kind of to my earlier point too, sometimes a person could take it like you don't think that they have the brain power to make a decision when you are always saying, this is what you should do. This is what you should do. Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do that. And it's like, okay, so you don't value anything that any of my potential skills anyway, to try to figure that out. I just may need someone to just talk through the situation. I just may need you to listen to what I'm saying. And a lot of times though, sometimes I'll just be honest. There are times when I'm talking something through and Lovey will be quiet and he's just letting me talk. And then as I'm talking, I'm figuring it out. I'm like, oh, wait, okay, X, Y, Z. And then I'll even go further and like, oh, well, I didn't think of, did you think of? And he's like, yeah, well, I knew you would get there,
And then I say very loud in my pontification voice, my work here is done. And then I turn around and walk out.
And he does do that.
But I wait until the cape is flowing and the wind is blowing, and you see my cape.
Lord, today.
No, but
I mean, I just feel like there's a way of offering a suggestion, and that's what, instead of saying what you should do, be like, well, can I make a suggestion? Allow the person to feel like they're still in control of what's happening, it's the same thing almost. What you should do is, well, can I make a suggestion? You're still going to tell me what you want me to know.
Didn't we just say we're not supposed to ask close-ended questions?
Wow.
No, but I totally get what you're saying. No, I understand. And I, as long as I'm breathing, I'm learning.
Oh, of course. And this is not a bash you session.
Really? Because I need therapy after this.
Oh,
so
poor baby.
But it's true. These are the things that we need to always improve upon.
And it comes back to communication. This is just a different, communication is key in all ways. And it's not just my tone of voice or, communication covers so many different aspects of everything that we do. It's involved in everything. And so, you may not look, oh, that's not a communication error or mistake or, miscommunication of what have you, but it is.
No, it absolutely is. Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, when you talk about communication, just earlier today, well, first off, I had this thought that came, and I wanted to wait till you finished. That it's funny. People are probably listening right now like, ooh, they just airing all kinds of stuff out here on the podcast. They need to work that out. And it's so funny. I do want to remind everybody that we do this podcast, of course, to share our experiences and to help other individuals. But this is for us as well. This is another layer of our relationship where we get to work stuff out and talk through things, but we get to share it because I think that there's nothing more sacred to Snooks and I than the sanctity of our marriage. And this is something that we can share with other people. Mm-hmm. And so this is our way of doing it. But earlier today, there was someone that actually reached out to me and had a question. And I think that we should start a segment because we do have a lot of stuff coming in via email and for the people that know us personally via text or even on Facebook. There's been some things that have popped up that I'd like to go into. There was a question that came up that said that this one couple was going to be traveling today for several hours in the car. Mm-hmm. And they had a question. So I want to call this, I wish I had background music. I don't know how to work our studio quite like that yet. But I wanted to know, are there 5 questions or so or topics that I can talk about with my wife? And I'm not going to say the person's name because I didn't get their permission to share this. But person asked, and so Snooks and I compiled just quick 5 questions to spur conversation. So I want to share those with everyone and to kind of open up the lines of communication a little bit. So the questions are, do you want to read them or do you want me to?
You go ahead. Okay.
So the questions are, what's been the highlight of my marriage up to this point? Or, of our marriage up to this point. So it's to generate discussion for you guys to talk. Because like we said, as long as I'm breathing, I'm learning. Mm-hmm. The second question was, based on what you know now, what would you have done differently in year 1 of our marriage? Again, to spur a conversation. And it's supposed to be dialogue between both couples. Question number 3 was, what do you love about our marriage so much that it would be worth teaching other couples? And so number 4 is, if you were to meet a young couple just like us before they got married, what advice would you give them? And the last thing that we offered up was, be very honest. What areas in our relationship would you like to see me improve? And of course, we all know Snooks' answer.
I have a few.
No, your answer is, I'm going to tell you what your answer should be.
Don't eat.
No, I'll say, so obviously like that last question, if you're going to ask these questions, be very honest. Honesty needs to be so high on the peg of the hierarchy of the relationship.
Yeah,
but be prepared.
I was about to say, you don't ask any questions you don't want answers, and you don't
ask
want
me no
answers
questions,
to.
I'll tell you no lies.
Exactly. So if you ask me a question, I'm going to give you the truth, but you don't have a right to get upset with me when I give you that information. I think that's something that I think we've improved on a lot. I know I have. I think I would ask you something and, you looked at me like I have not improved in that area at all.
I'm waiting to hear what you're going to say.
No, I was going to say, I ask you a question or I would ask you something and you'd tell me and I would kind of be like, what? And then I feel like I had to defend myself or defend whatever, I'm like, I know you're ashamed. That is not blah, 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 whatever. And that would weigh on me for a while. But it's like, well, no, if that's how you see it, that's how you see it. So what am I going to do to change your opinion about that? Not so much of why are you saying what you said, we tend to focus on that. Or why you say blah, blah, blah. No, if you feel that way, you feel that way. I can't invalidate your feelings. But so now the onus is on me to make the change for you to see it differently.
Okay.
That makes sense?
It does. It does. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate you.
Even though I didn't get flowers.
Even though you're gonna get your flowers.
I don't want them begrudgingly.
No, you're gonna get your flowers. I'm over here gritting my
I
teeth.
don't want them begrudgingly.
No, you're gonna get your flowers. Okay, so
It's funny.
we're having fun. I hope you're having fun listening to the podcast. I'd be remiss if I didn't do this. We should have done this earlier, but please keep your questions, all the things coming in via marriedintocrazy.com. Go to the right there on that page where it says the landing page where it says contact us. Send us an email from there, or you can email us directly at snooksandlovey.
Snooksandlovey.
That's LOVEY at
LOVEY.
gmail.com.
I'm sorry. I'm being
That
silly.
Echo would be known as my wife and my bride. And so, no, go ahead and contact us there, or you can always go to Married Into Crazy on Facebook, and you can ask questions there. So there's a variety of different ways to reach out to us, but we love the questions, the feedback, the recommendations on topics, and we've got topics galore that are going to be coming up. There's some fun ones I just can't wait to get into. But these are the things that we love to talk about. And again, this is generated directly from people like you, people like us, and us right here at the... What?
I'm sorry. So when we were, when you had called earlier and we were doing the list, so someone at work heard me and they were like, what are you doing? I kind of told them. So they threw a question out. They was like, oh, you should ask this question. I was like, okay. So
what was that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wrote it down. What is something you hated as a kid but appreciate now? They said ask you that question. What is something you hated as a kid but appreciate now?
Oh, that's easy.
What?
What do you think I'm going to say?
I don't know. I know what I'm going to say.
Cauliflower.
Oh.
I love cauliflower
Yeah,
now.
cauliflower is good.
And it's just, I like cauliflower rice. I like cauliflower mashed potatoes. It's just crazy. I like cauliflower. And I used to think that it was, if there was a vegetable that was the Antichrist, it was definitely cauliflower.
No, mine was Brussels sprouts. But that's not what I was going to say. What I appreciate now, but I hated as a kid, naps.
Yeah, naps are good too.
I love naps.
I might rank naps above cauliflower.
Ooh, naps are number one for me.
Amen. I hear that. They're so good when you get them. Like, oh, I can't do this because I've got so much to do.
I gotta take
Let
a
me just
nap,
get this
though.
nap.
Let me just get this nap.
I don't know. Maybe it's just as we're getting older. But anyway.
Not me. Okay, so we're going to do round 2.
And I'm
gonna
going to
try
double.
it
This is 2
again.
for the road using the I Can for
Let's
couples,
see.
which will be available soon on our website, marriedintocrazy.com.
Oh, and we did send out.
I was going to be a surprise.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so go ahead. What's yours?
I have this one already. I can love my partner unconditionally.
Love me. See, I stack them. I take one. I keep putting them in, and they get
I
magnetized
don't
to
know.
her
After that
fingers.
Snickers, there might be some conditions.
Okay, so mine actually. How can I get this again? This is ridiculous. There's 40 of these in here.
What did you get? Grocery shop?
I can send flowers just because. There is no.
Let me tell you something.
I think the kids have been messing around.
No. The Lord said, you promised, and you will do it.
Proverbs
You will pick
1079
that card until.
said, "Thou shalt give flowers until you follow through."
Funny.
I can't believe I pulled that again. There's something about going shopping and giving flowers.
Because you're reluctant to do it.
I wasn't reluctant about the flowers. I just
Didn't get them. Okay.
That is messed up.
That is not messed up.
Okay, so next week they're going to get 2 sets of flowers,
Okay.
and she's going to tell me every single day that she loves me unconditionally.
I tell you that always.
I know. See, that's not even fair. Anyway,
You wouldn't pick another one, baby?
no.
Okay.
They call me Big Baby.
Why are you doing that?
That was a sound
Stop.
effect. That was it. So yeah.
It sounded too much like singing. Cut it out. Or you like your version of it.
That was my singing.
You're trying to.
Oh, you're horrible. Okay, so hey, we want to thank everybody for listening to the podcast. We had a great time actually doing this, and until the next time, be blessed.
Bye-bye.